Hello, friends, and welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 Chaos Run. Last episode, we got off the Nautiloid, wandered around the beach, recollected friends from the Nautiloid, Lae'zel and Shadowheart, made a new friend in Astarion, as well as Gale, who's now back at camp. And then we had a altercation with a mind flayer, a couple of hunters, tiefling hunters from a larger camp who gave us their location, and then some adventurers that were here looting this ruined temple. And they did not like us being around, and so they attacked us after our short conversation, and we had to take care of them as well. Quickly, we are going to jump to camp. We are not going to rest. We're just going to jump to camp and let Gale give Lae'zel Longstrider so that everyone in the party has it. You can bounce back and forth to camp with no trouble at all. So let's go pick up Gale. It doesn't cost time or anything.
A Githyanki joining our company. Not a collaboration I'd have anticipated, but a welcome one nonetheless.
I wonder what Gale knows about Githyanki. He is a wizard, so well learned. I'm guessing he has some information. But why don't you tell me a bit about yourself, Gale?
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, city of splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
All right. That seemed very rehearsed, but let's move on. Why don't you join me? There's plenty of adventure to be had.
Would that I could. But your entourage is full. You'll need to make room for me first.
No problem. We'll have Astarion take a little break.
Magical. So, shall we?
We shall indeed. Now I can take Gale, and I can come over here to Lae'zel.
Yes.
And go ahead and put Longstrider on her. Back to Phagian, and we'll pick Astarion back up and continue our path.
I am enjoying the latest addition to our little group. Lae'zel is delightful. In a very look at me twice and I'll dismember you kind of way, of course.
I find that very appealing about her as well. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself there, Astarion?
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
All right. Well, let's go out. You gonna come with me?
Well, obviously I would. But you have so many followers already. I wouldn't want to crowd you.
I can see how that might be difficult. Let's leave Gale behind.
Excellent. Now that that's settled, lead on.
And I will. And we've talked to everyone else. We might as well. We'll talk to Shadowheart and Lae'zel next time. All right, let's head back to where we were. As you can see, we just pop right back into the exact same location. Nothing has changed, and but now Lae'zel has Longstrider, just like the rest of us, which is very valuable. So let's get moving.
Yeah, cursed to put my hands on everything.
Thank you, Gimblebuck. Everything all right out there?
Gimblebuck triggered a trap. He needs help now. Let's get some guidance help there. That gets us to almost enough. As long as we don't roll a 1 to 3, we should be good. That'll do it every time.
Oh, told him it wasn't safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some bandages.
All right, door's open.
Who the hell? You're dead!
And we got a little surprise, which is always wonderful. Astarion will do a ranged attack. Nice. A double hit there, or double damage. Let's see what we did on that. Ranged attack for 6 piercing damage. Oh, and he got the sneak attack as well because the Andorn here was surprised. So wonderful job. He doesn't need to move, so we'll end his turn. Comes to me. We'll use Ray of Frost. I don't think this man is going to survive this round, so we'll not worry about keeping him from healing. And I did not get enough to do it. Let's try get advantage on that roll and try to do better. I did hit him that time, if only for 2, but that's okay. We will end our turn. Now, Shadowheart. Let's see what she can do. It doesn't matter ranged or melee. So let's go ahead and do ranged then. He's got 5 hit points left.
Time to strike.
See if Lae'zel can't finish this off for us. 15 points of damage. Between Lae'zel and Astarion, they had that one on lock. Nobody else needed to be involved.
Time to rest.
We've got a key. Some more armor we don't need. Another short sword we don't need. Speaking of which, not that we're having Astarion do much melee. We will go ahead and get him situated for it. Put that dagger in his offhand, so now when he attacks in melee, he can do more damage. And I think that's got all of our weapons sorted, all of our armor sorted. I can put leather armor on Phagian, but as you can see, that only increases his armor class by 1, and mage armor actually increases it by 3. So we will stick with mage armor because light armor isn't really helping us, at least not until we get to the magical light armors. All right.
No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
Who are those prayers for? Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
So we are in a temple of unknown origins. We do not know who the god is, and they did not try to advertise it, which is very unusual. So this area is a lot of looting, not a lot of interest. There are some books. I will pick everything up, and then I will show you the books before we move on. But I'm not going to make you watch me loot this area, so hang tight, and I'll bring you back in just a moment. All right, friends, I've got the room looted up, and I've got some books here for you to read. If you ever played the original Baldur's Gate, Candlekeep will mean a little something to you. There we go. All the books. We also found a portrait of Fane. If you're a Larian fan and have played the Divinity Original Sin games, you're going to know who Fane is from Divinity Original Sin 2. It's one of my favorite games. And anyway, there is a picture of Fane. We are ready to press ahead. We have a door here. A lever will unlock this door and open it for us.
Keep looking. Something's up.
This place is falling apart. Could have happened by itself.
No such thing as coincidences. There's loot to be had.
All right, I hear voices on the other side, so there are definitely enemies over there. So let's go into stealth. Let's break the party up. Get everybody individually moving and turn out the light.
What are Gimblebuck and the others doing up there?
Maybe we should go take a look.
Not a chance. Could be a trap. Just keep your eyes peeled.
So, there are many ways to cheese this fight using the door. I don't want to do that. But we will use the environment to our advantage. So I am going to open the door. I am going to...
Something's rotten about
Just
this.
want
Well, it's a crypt, ain't it?
bring
What's to be
Phagian up.
expected?
Shut it! This is no
And then
time for
quickly,
joking
I
around.
am going to bring
have to
Shadowheart
survive this.
up beside him. And
Let's
now,
get in and out.
let's see here. All right. Now we are going to enter turn-based mode. And I'm going to use one of these void bulbs. And it looks like we can bring everyone to a centralized location here. Okay. So, Phagian is up. He's already used an action for this round, so I'm going to get him out of the fire.
Need to find a way forward.
And then we will use Astarion, who has not yet been spotted. And see if we can't have a little fire happen for us. There we go. We have caused damage, and we got everybody on fire in this area, which is exactly what I was hoping to do. If we had had a character with minor illusion, we could have brought everyone by the oil barrel and then blown that barrel up to do a lot more damage. But because we didn't, the best option we had was the void bulb. Unfortunately, this gentleman got initiative before we did, so he was able to get out of the area before I could set it on fire. So he did not get the same level of damage that these other three did. But that's okay. That's part of what we're doing right now, is trying to be as chaotic as possible. I am trying not to cheese the fights and try to make them difficult, but still using a modicum of intelligence here. And ideally, what we want to do so I've already gotten Phagian out of the way, and I will end his turn. There's nothing more he can do on this turn. Shadowheart is up, but I am going to move her out of the way as well. We're not going to, like I said, we're not going to cheese the door, but getting the enemy to come in here to us and come through this narrow passage is still our best option. So we will do that. Oh, actually, she still has a turn. Because I didn't use her for the fireball. I used Astarion for that. Okay, well, let's get her back out here. Okay. Let's see what she can do. 50%, 55, 50, 50. Okay, not great. Ranged, 55, 55, 55, 60.
Let's do this.
All right. Pulled her back a bit, but she did not get clear of the door, so that's not going to be great for her, but we'll use her as our shield. Okay, well, we didn't do that. The ice knife flipped the switch for us. So I don't consider that cheesing the fight because I didn't do it. So I'll let them deal with it. Everybody's already used their actions anyway. Nothing I could do about it if I wanted to. All right, we are all taken care of as far as nobody's on fire, so the ice knife took care of the fire problem. Now let's go ahead and have Phagian. Well, let's get Shadow out of her predicament here. We'll have Phagian open the door first. Let Shadowheart attack. And that is her best option right now. And I definitely want to take the mage out if possible. And then she can get out of the way of the door. End her turn. Brings Phagian up. He used his action to open the door, so he can't actually do anything else there. So we will pull him out.
Very well.
Oh. Glad we didn't slip. She really wanted to hit him, but we will use shield. Wonderful. Astarion is up. We are not shooting the door. We're not getting that close. No. Okay. None of that's good. We need to move before we can do anything that we want to do there. So we'll come down here, avoid the ice, and now see what we can do. Should be able to take her out. The burning will take her out. We're good on that. We've got this barbarian here that we would probably do well to start injuring. But he's got to run through ice to get to us. And Lae'zel will come out and use a ranged attack. Back off. Oh, he's in now. All right. We've got Phagian. Let's use Bone Chill in case anybody in the group has a healing option. And we missed. We will get back as far out of range as we can. Shadowheart. We'll get our good friend up here. If I can find it. There we go. Excellent. And that's going to be it for her turn. Well, that's obnoxious, but it is what it is. We will attack Hasid. Very wonderful. And he will use his second wind. Oh. And then Lae'zel will use her second wind. And then she will use Action Surge to get her attack. And we will lacerate our good friend Hasid here. Not that it was needed. And then we'll pull her out because she is fairly damaged. Alright, we have Phagian up. We will cast Ray of Frost.
I'll strike you down.
And miss. We will use Shadowheart to get up Astarion. And he has no actions, but we will pull him up. He's no longer ensnared, so they will have to come in the room to hit him now. And we had someone do just that for us. Thank you so much. We'll use Pommel Strike, see if we can't take her out. And we did. She is down. She has 1 hit point because Pommel Strike is not a lethal attack, but it does plenty of damage to get her on the ground, and we're done with her. All right, Phagian. We will attack Torga. And then get out of the way. Shadowheart will also attack Torga. And get out of the way. And then Astarion. Can go for Barton here. We just can't hit that guy. He is slippery as all get out. Lae'zel. We'll pull in. We'll make them come to us. And she can have a little bit more healing. This is the guy who got the initiative ahead of us, got out of the oil before we could set it on fire, and every time we have tried to hit him since, he has absolutely dodged it. So talk about all the luck in the world, but that's okay. We'll get it. Maybe. He might be unhittable. We'll find out. We'll go ahead and take Torga out while she's here. Or not. Let's go ahead. We have an offhand attack. Let's go ahead and come up and use it. Ha.
Swift and lethal.
And we can finish her off, hopefully. And then if Barton tries to leave, Lae'zel will have a present for him. So he's threatened. And using a bow while threatened is very difficult. You get disadvantage when you do that. And he was still able to hit Lae'zel, who has the highest AC of anyone in the party, at disadvantage. I don't know what to say about that, but here we go.
You picked the wrong fight, friend.
He's unhittable. The unhittable Barton. What is happening? There we go, finally. We have broken the seal. Maybe we can make it happen this time. Let's go ahead and do melee. All right. Astarion took care of that for us. What a fight. Let's see what they had. Nothing here of interest. We'll send that to Astarion. And that to Astarion. Definitely want that. Astarion can have the poison as well. And the rest of this can go to Wares. Okay, we'll send these items to Astarion. Pick that up. And these can go to Wares. And we will send the 2 javelins to Lae'zel because they are a strength-based ranged weapon, so that could be valuable for her. And the rest of these items can go to Wares. All right, I think that's got everybody out here. And we have our mage is in here. Let's see if she's got anything for us. Scroll of Burning Hands. Let's send that to Gale. He will appreciate that. And a book to read. All right. Send that to Wares. Okay, we are out of short rests. And we are beat to all get out. But that is okay. Oh, we have a book. Dense rows of scrawled text. The few legible entries seem to detail the names and final words of numerous individuals. So we are in a ruined temple of unknown origins. They do not advertise their god, and they keep a book of final words for people. So, interesting.
Very well.
But don't forget, we have more to loot in here. A chest that's full of absolute junk. So they were adventurers here looting this area. They were not doing a very good job. We have already read both of those, I believe. I'm not sure about this one. Let's have a look, see. No, we had not. So, if you haven't read this yet, the guild seal on the inside of the cover belongs to a printmaking collective in Baldur's Gate. Heading out. Now, if you haven't never noticed this before, there is a set of thieves' tools here. Definitely worth picking up. We have a locked door.
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
Don't think we can pick a lock. Yeah, lock picking impossible that doesn't have a lock or a handle on it. So we'll have to find another way through this door. Have we read this one? I think this one's worth reading. Death is too powerful a force for even a single god to contain. It is a duty that has been passed from hand to hand, splintered into smaller pieces, disease, war, funeral rites. but there must always be an overseer of the cycle as life falls away. For countless eons it was Jurgle, the lord of the end of everything, presided over mortality with his unblinking stare, until even he grew weary. Young Baal, Bane, and Merkel must have thought themselves conquerors when they came for the god of death, yet he used their ambitions to free himself. Merkel claimed primacy over death from Jurgle's bargain, but even he does not rule death alone. What is murder, if not the most violent of deaths, seized by Baal in his incessant greed? What need would there be for noble Kellumbor to judge passing souls, if one deity could hold the process entire? Even gods can die, after all. Those who worship death should remember that above all else. There we go. Very interesting book. Some lore that I felt was worth reading because it has a very strong bearing on the game we're playing and the things we're going to be doing. So guys, I'm going to loot this whole room. There's not a whole lot of interest in here, a lot of books, a lot of things like that. So I'm sure you don't want to be involved in all that. So I will pick you up on the next side. We've got the room looted up. And as we walked over here, this lever became visible on the wall. Shadowheart noticed it with her perception. So let's pull the lever. And that sounds like something may have unlocked or opened. We also have a book here of chapel records I thought you might want to see. Fine dust coats the pages of this weathered book. Beneath the bone-white powder, hundreds of short obituaries are recorded in tiny script. And it's clearly how people died: drowning, internal rot, and fever. It also mentions the god they worship. Interesting. More clues about who owns this temple and what the worshippers were doing here. Let's go see if that door that we couldn't open earlier has been opened for us. And sure enough, we have access. Dank crypt. Ho ho. But we have a nice chest here that has Scroll of Protection from Evil and Good. Okay. Well, that's ominous if I've ever heard it, but we'll send that to Shadowheart. And another chest.
Go.
Gold in that one. We'll take it.
This place wasn't built for the living.
I don't know that I agree, Phagian. How many crypts have gilded and opulent chests in them? Ruby ring. I know many mausoleums can have, you know, things in there for the dead, but are they kept in chests? That's kind of strange. All right, another door. Ominous.
Be careful. There are traps about.
Okay, this is clearly marked as a vent. We could disarm it, which means that once we set off the actual trap, the vent would not release whatever it's going to release, a gas of some kind, I would presume. But it doesn't, we don't have to interact with it. You can step on it, it won't change anything because it's only a vent. This is not actually the trap itself. So if you come into a place and you see a vent, you don't have to be concerned about that.
Looks like a trap there.
More vents. These are not vents, they are gargoyle heads, but they will probably act in a very similar fashion and spew something out of them. What that might be, I couldn't say, but it's probably the purpose of that. And we don't need any of this.
Trap.
Another gargoyle head.
Looks like a trap there.
Another vent. Ancient door. If you'll recall, when we were on the beach, the door that we went to that Shadowheart did not want to try to unlock was also an ancient door. And if I were to open this, it would open on to the beach in that exact spot. Oh, wonderful. Something for Astarion to use. More potions of healing for Shadowheart. Grease bottle for Astarion. Look at this. All this is for him. He can use all of those items. Wonderful.
Trap.
It's a good thing we have Shadowheart with us. She's the one who finds everything.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Soul coin. Strange, incomprehensible whispers emanate from this coin, pervading your mind with rage and despair. These coins can power infernal engines. Okay.
A strange coin. I wonder what it's worth. Be wary. This place is trapped.
Okay. We have a sarcophagus here that is trapped. We have discovered it. And the best person to deal with that is our good friend Astarion. We will have him disarm it. And let's give him all the help that we can. So he has a potential 4 points for guidance, 1d4, 2 for sleight of hand expertise, 2 for sleight of hand proficiency, 3 for dexterity. So a total bonus of as low as 8 or as high as 11. As long as we don't roll a 1 or a 2, we're guaranteed to pass. And even if we roll a 2, we could still pass. No worries, we got 19, and he was able to disarm the sarcophagus for us. Let's find out what's inside. Very nice. The Watcher's Guide. It does Death's Promise. When the spear misses its target, the wielder's next attack roll against that target gains True Strike. That's not fantastic, but it's better than nothing. This also acts as a thrown weapon, so it can be thrown if we have someone who does that, but we do not currently. Still, it is something that Phagian can use, and I am going to equip him with it. And then we'll grab that key and head back the way that we came.
With haste.
And we have a locked door, but we picked up a key. I bet that's going to work out for us. Sure enough. All right, another chest.
No traps, please. Armed scribes, but no sign of a struggle.
Bones are intact. Would not scavengers have disturbed them?
Very interesting. Let's have Astarion crack this chest for us.
Should be easy.
And his bevy of bonuses there. for 16. As he said, should be easy. And was. Armed scribes, but no reasonable reason for them to be dead. No clear and obvious problems there. So, let's loot them.
These boots have seen everything.
Turn on the lights here. Ooh, another scroll of burning hands. We'll send that to Shadowheart because Gale doesn't need it. Actually, I need to keep that. I'll pick that back up here in a moment. And then, yeah, we just did that. We've got another scribe.
Jurgle? I didn't think anyone worshipped the Scribe of the Dead.
And there we go. Shadowheart has determined that this shrine is for Jurgle. And we read in a book earlier that Jurgle was originally God of the Dead, or Scribe of the Dead, as Shadowheart named him, until he turned many of his duties over to Baal, Merkel, and Bane. I wonder if that is going to be important later. We have an entombed warrior. Definitely don't want him running around slashing at anyone. And the last scribe. And he gave us a key. Thank you so much. Another chest. More scrolls of protection from evil and good. Something tells me that might be important. We've gotten 5 of them. So we might need to try that out. But first, let's keep exploring.
What could a book contain that requires it to be bound with chains?
Interesting. We've got a sarcophagus. A pike. Ah, a shield. Let's send that to Astaria. And here, this we want to pick up. And the rest of that can go to wares. A chest. Let's let Astarian get that for us. Give him some guidance from Shadowheart there. This is a much more difficult role, but he is capable. Oh, not like that, though. Oh, so close. So close. We failed that one. We still have 6 thieves' tools, so we'll try again. Oh! Maybe we can get a better roll on the guidance. No, a 1 again. We'll give it one more shot using up our thieves' tools, but I'm not going to use any more on this one. This will be the last one. There we go. Made it that time. For junk. That's okay. That's what most of chests are, so I guess it doesn't matter. Let's check out this Book of Dead Gods.
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive log.
Well, I don't have Arcana, but I do have good sorcerer ability, so let's do that and get some guidance from our good friend Shadowheart. That'll do it.
As the lock opens, weak magic pulses from the book. Such a waste, binding it to dry, dead parchment. What was once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
Let's examine the book more closely. Well, we do not know what's going on here.
The longer you stare at the dark and decimated words, the more your head aches. There is no meaning to be found here.
I got a scroll, but I have no idea what the book is. I wonder if it'll let Shadowheart try to read it. And it will not. The names of dead gods, most of them unfamiliar and unpronounceable, fill the pages of this ancient tome. Several entries on the last page have been stricken through. The final 3, thoroughly enough to be completely illegible. Well, let's take it with us.
If not over, then through.
And let's go to the last place we haven't been yet in this room.
That's curious.
And it looks like we have a button here. We have all these skeleton-looking things around, all these dead bodies. I imagine if I push this button, we are going to find ourselves in a bit of a fight. So let's position our team before we do anything like push a button. We'll start with Shadowheart and move her here. She does have Turn Undead. She has 1 Channel Divinity, so she will get 1 opportunity to do this. So we kind of want her where she could get multiple at once. I'm not sure what her range is, but if it's big enough, she could potentially get all 3 of those in one go. Lae'zel. We will have her face off against this entombed warrior. Astarion.
Let's move.
Let's see what he can do with the single scribe over here that Shadowheart's not going to be involved with. And we'll go ahead and crouch with him and hide. Hopefully he can avoid detection. And that leaves Phagian to push the button. Here we go.
Oh hell. Something just woke up.
Who could have imagined? All right, Lae'zel gets first hit. And I know who she's hitting. What are our options? Well, Cleave isn't doing us any good. We just have the 1. So we'll do just a regular attack. Very nice. And that's all she can do this round. We'll bring Phagian down. And we do not have the ability to cast spells currently, so we will just do Ray of Frost. Very good. And then a couple of scribes get a turn. Let's move her out of the fog and see what Turn Undead does. We can get both of them. They do not look like it's going to work though. Only a 35% chance to turn them. So let's not waste our action. Instead, Let's use our mace and see what we can make happen here. And we'll even go with concussive smash to get a daze. Wonderful. And as we hoped, Astarion did not get noticed. So he is still hidden. So we are going to sneak attack this scribe here. He is now part of the combat, and it is not his turn. So back to Shadowheart. And she is finished this round. Excellent. I can't use that attack, but I can do my offhand melee attack. Oh. Well, now we'll get an attack of opportunity if the scribe tries to leave the area. Which he did, and we got him down. 1 down, 4 to go. Lae'zel is really doing some good work over here.
Comes easy these days.
Let's get out of the fog and hit Ray of Frost. Very nice. 3 hit points left, and that's all for Phagian. That one's down, and then we'll have Shadowheart come and attack the other. It's alright, if it tries to leave, we'll have attack of opportunity. Just like that. And now Astarion has a turn. We want to get as close over here as we can possibly get. See if we can't make a jump. Wonderful. So 3 down, 2 left. Oh. Lae'zel took a big hit. And then she retaliated with one of her own. Absolutely wonderful. Let's get her over here. And I think she'll be able to get an attack of opportunity on him. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh, now she can, for sure.
What now?
Excellent. I was wrong. And let's see if we can disadvantage just outside of our range. But we hit it anyway. And then let's get Astarion in here.
They didn't want to surrender their valuables, even after death.
Wonderful.
Let us fill our packs and depart. The dead need no trinkets, but we might make use of them.
So we are on our way to see about what about the room that opened for us, and there it is.
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
We have a chest. The Amulet of Lost Voices. It bestows upon the wearer the ability to speak with dead. So we will definitely equip that. And all we have left is a richly adorned sarcophagus. Let's see what this is about.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me. Right, as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
Little spooked by the crawling out of the tomb bit, buddy. What are you exactly?
I am not the same as those thou hast slain, if that is what thou askest. Wilt thou answer my question?
You answered mine, so sure, why not?
So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life?
So this question allows us to kind of establish who Phagian is. And he is very much, no one life is worth more than any other. We are all equal.
In death, that is so. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Wonderful. So if you're unaware, Withers there that we just uncovered is how we respec our characters. And he is also how we get camp followers, which we will be using as well. So we will talk about all of that as the time comes. But first, something I have missed many times, we open the sarcophagus and let him out. And you might think, okay, well, we're done here, but we're not, because this actually does have stuff in it, and you just have to click it a second time. 131 gold. Would not have wanted to leave that behind. 2 arrows, an arrow of salving, which will cure the target of poison, paralysis, or blindness, which is wonderful. And the arrow of roaring thunder, which explodes on impact and pushes targets. So also very, very valuable. We want everything here except for that. These 2 items we'll send to Astarion. And then we'll just pick up what's left. Now, I think that's about it for the crypt. We have been to all the rooms. We have been explored every area, every nook and cranny. We'll let Withers wander around and see our handiwork. And then we will find our way out along this underground passage. We've got a lever here. And a ladder.
That's curious.
If you'll recall back at the beginning of the episode, no, it was the end of the previous episode. I talked about Gimblebach and how he had something I wanted. He was carrying a shovel. And this is why shovels are important. Very nice. A smoke powder bomb. Let's send that to our ranged character and keep the gold. As you wander around Faerun, you will find dirt mounds, and many of them will contain chests. So having a shovel is a very important thing. Make sure that you
keeping an eye on you.
That might be worth a look.
make sure you always have one on
If I choose
hand.
to kill you, you will not even see it.
And Lae'zel and Shadowheart are having a bit of a confrontation. Wonderful. Some scrolls for Gale. Even though I don't intend to use him a great amount, having him have learn as many spells as possible just makes him that much more useful when we do use him. And once he's learned a spell, any more of the items that we find, I can then read the scrolls. I can read and use, and sorcerers are really good for that. So something to do instead of using Ray of Frost all the time. I would have scrolls to read. And I'm not certain, but it's possible that the scroll will actually give me the opportunity to... it's a leveled spell. I don't know if it will set off my Wild Magic Surge or not. Maybe so. I don't recall. We'll find out.
I hear shouting up ahead.
We should check it out, but be careful.
So if you don't fight Gimblebach and don't kill him, there is a shovel in this dirt mound, and it's always here. So it is going to be available for you at any time that you might need it. And we are not going to go check out that shouting immediately. First, we're going to go to camp because we are beat to hell. Let's go ahead and end the day. We're going to get a full night's rest. And we have enough camp supplies, so yes. And looks like Lae'zel wants to speak with us. And Gale is here by the fire, so he also wants to speak with us. Let's talk to Gale.
Go to hell.
Good evening to you too, Gale.
Ha! You're a good sport. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial.
We'll watch the flames in silence.
Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract.
Brooding will get us nowhere. Action will.
This ballet of flames invites reflection. But you're right. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
And let's see what Lae'zel wanted us for. She's no longer asking to speak, but I have no doubt she will speak to us.
A monster forms inside us, yet you waste time with idle chatter. Do you suppose the parasites inside us dare to rest? That the Geich do not still pursue us with each peal of the bell? Take your rest. I will stand watch. Should a single tentacle split your skull, I will not hesitate to end you.
Lovely that we have the incomparable Lae'zel to protect us in our sleep and potentially end it for us as well. Let's see what Shadowheart has going on.
Doing the rounds, are you? You'd better get some rest. What were you two talking about?
What do you mean?
You and Gale.
We were just discussing next steps.
I see. I'd be careful with Gale.
You don't trust Gale?
He's a wizard. All they care about is power. Let's hope we rapidly find a healer. You seem reliable. I think you know how important it is that we find someone who can cure us. Best if we focus on that.
I agree. The sooner we find someone to help us, all the better.
Good. We might even get lucky and find one right away. As I see it, we're overdue some good fortune. Rest well.
So mad. So we are looking at the chest, not Gale. Though I do find it interesting when you open this, all the members of your party who are not with you, you have access to their inventories, which is super, super cool. But we don't need that right now. We got some dye, which I think is awesome. Let's see. I don't know what color Drake General is, but maybe pinkish red? I don't know. Anyway, let's open the pack here. This is full of wonderful, wonderful things. We are going to send the Elixir of Hill Giant Strength to Astarion. And all the rest of this is for me. And then, of course, the camp supplies are for everyone. And then let's see what's in the clothing chest. I will equip the cape. It does nothing. It's just for looks, but I think it looks very, very sharp. So I will wear it. The Mask of the Shapeshifter we will use, but not at the moment. But it is something that we have access to, and we will absolutely use it. All right, folks, that has got us everything for this evening, so let's get some rest. And auto-select our supply options. And we get a full rest to restore all hit points and all spell slots, which is perfect. And here we are, fully rested. For our next episode, we are going to get our respecs out of the way. And then we will go find out what that shouting was about. But I think that is enough for this episode. Thank you all so much for going on this journey with me. I hope that you make your way in love and light. Thank you very much, and goodbye.